Hey everybody, welcome to visionrecordingstudios.com and our YouTube channel here. And today I want to give a quick little video on an EQ little tip, or some people will call it a trick, but I hate that word. It's really not a trick. It's just kind of a tip, or some people call it a hack. I call it a tip. It's an EQ tip we're going to use on the master bus, and it is a way to add instant clarity back to your mix. If you have a mix that you're kind of finishing up for a project and it sounds really good, but you feel like there's some cloudiness in the middle, maybe the vocal doesn't sit where you want it, or the guitars seem a little too honky to you, and you're just looking for a little more clarity to kind of pull everything together. This is a quick little way to kind of do that, and it may help you. So first, let's take a listen to this band. This is an artist called Lisa Colby. This is a live recording, actually. It's a real simple setup here. We had a kick drum, a snare drum mic, and an overhead mic. Oops, I just raised that too much, and now we're going to be out of balance here, but that's okay. So this is a 3-mic setup on the drums: bass, guitar, and 1 lead vocal, female vocal. And I'm getting towards the end of this mix here, and I wanted to show you this trick. So it's a real simple session. It can, regardless of if it's live recording or not, this will work. So let's take a quick little listen. I'll let you listen to kind of the verse here and the chorus, so you can just kind of get a feel for what this sounds like. So here we go. Okay, so here we go. The mix still needs a little work, but we're getting close to the end. This will be great for this example. So again, wonderful band, Lisa Colby. I'll put the link in the description. Go check her out and check out the band. Wonderful, wonderful band. Really enjoyed mixing this song. So anyhow, let's going to go back to the chorus where you can really hear the difference. And what we're going to do is going to expand our mixer here. We're going to take a look at our stereo bus. And if you know anything about me and what I do in my mixing style, you'll know that I use Slate digital plugins on my master bus. And let's just start with the master bus. So we start with the virtual console collection. We won't talk much about that. And then we go to the Pro EQ, which we're going to talk about right now. And then after the EQ, we go to a compressor, Slate digital, and then the Slate digital tape machine. So let's go back to the EQ, because that's what we're talking about here. So one thing that you can do when you have things that may sound a little muddy, a little cloudy, a little honky is this. I use the term magical loosely, but this kind of a magic frequency is between the 400 and 500 hertz range. Usually I start around 500 hertz. And 500 hertz is where you get a lot of that build up in that mid-range that gets to be honky sounding. The drums tend to sound a little cardboardy. The vocal sounds a little bit masked, like there's a little nasally, if you will. But the electric guitars, especially distorted electric guitars, tend to get a little bit of warmth in that range. They get a little honky if there's too much, but if you pull too much out, they get a little thin sounding, so you have to be careful. So the 500 hertz range is a great way to kind of pull out a little bit, carve out a little, to kind of clean up everything and make things sit a little bit nicer together. And again, every mix will be different. So 500 hertz is kind of a starting point. It could be somewhere between 4, 5, 550 in that ballpark, but I usually stay with 500. So what we're going to do is we're going to bypass this. I'm going to play back this chorus section where you can hear it the most, because all the instruments are kind of kicking in at the same time. And then I'm going to take this out of bypass mode and kind of listen for the clarity in the mid-range section, see if you can hear it. So here we go.
Oh baby, oh baby. I can feel it when you walk. I
So hopefully you're able to hear the difference there. When you pull out that 500 hertz, and we're only taking about 4 dB out, it tends to clean up the vocal. The vocals has a little bit more clarity. The guitars don't get as honky. They're not as aggressive, and they kind of lay back in the mix a little bit more. And it kind of cleans everything up and gives it a little bit more of a polished sound. So if you didn't hear the difference, what I'm going to do is I'm going to exaggerate this so you can hear the frequencies that I'm talking about. And I'm going to pull it up so you can hear that nasty honkiness and pull it all the way out, and you can just hear what this does. So we're at 500 hertz. Here we go. Just take a listen. I'm going to exaggerate this so you can hear the difference.
Baby, oh, oh, oh. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my soul.
Okay, that's too much, obviously, but you hear the difference. That's where that frequency sits. So I'm taking out negative 14 dB is probably a little too much, but let's just dial it back. So there's the difference right there. You also listen to it in the snare. You can hear the boxiness of the snare go away as well. So let's listen to that. We'll take it out and put it in bypass mode. So hopefully you can hear the difference. It really does add some clarity to the mix and pushes the vocal a little more forward, takes the honkiness out of the guitars and some of the boxiness out of the snare. And that's a great little tip. So hopefully this was helpful. Again, if you have a mix that sounds a little cloudy, or even if you think the mix sounds great at the end, put this on and try this. Pull out 3 or 4 dB. A/B it back and forth like we just did, and see if you like it, the improvement to your mix. Again, be careful you don't pull out too much, because then things are going to sound kind of flat, and you don't want to boost it because then it gets really honky. But it's just a nice little way to just kind of clean up the stereo bus and just make everything kind of sit a little nicer together. So again, I hope that was helpful for you. Again, thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing, thank you for sharing these videos. We are getting more and more subscribers every single day. I really do appreciate all your support. I hope all these videos are helping. And again, if you want more mixing tips and you want a more in-depth look at this kind of stuff and a whole array of other things about mixing, if you haven't already, go to visionrecordingstudios.com, click on the products page, and then check out my new 6-hour long mixing tutorial called Mixing Made Easy. It is a wonderful product. We've gotten dozens and dozens of positive reviews. You can read it right on the website. I would encourage you to check it out. It talks about things like this example, plus everything else. I take you from the very beginning, setting up a session, all the way through the final touches of a mix, and everything in between. So I think that's a great little tip, and I'll put the link down in the comments section. Again, leave some comments and let me know what you think of this video and our channel overall, and whatever other ideas you may have for new videos. And until next time, this is Dave from visionrecordingstudios.com. Take care.